Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your end of December 2020 General Tarot update. It's Raina here. So, I'm saying this at the beginning of all my videos that I haven't done yet. Please let me know if my voice isn't loud enough because I have a new phone, and that might be the culprit. And I might have been talking loud enough, and I will be, if that's the case, I'll put in a little mic, plug-in mic, but I don't know where it is right now. So there's going to be a full moon in Cancer, and this is happening on the 29th or 30th, depending on where you live in the world. If you're in the United States, it'll probably be on the 29th. And it's around 8 degrees of Cancer. So for those of you from 0 to 8 degrees of Cancer, this will probably be in your second house of earned income. And this might be some money that is coming to you that has been owed to you. Or you get a bonus, a raise. This is coming after Christmas, so, that wouldn't be far-fetched. Now, the rest of you, this will fall in your first house. So this may be some kind of, I don't know, ending. Full moons involve other people, especially, since this is going to be in your first house. Perhaps in relationships, you're realizing, or maybe a specific relationship, something about your needs that need to be met, or something that you're doing that perhaps you need to stop doing or start doing in relationships. The sun is in the 7th house. So that means that perhaps you're thinking of another person and honoring that person. But it might be that you're deciding to end something in your life that's very significant. So anyway. Speaking of which, I get the death card, so yeah, probably ending something. That sounds about right. Whoa. Getting that 6 of swords a lot. Okay, and remember that you're swords. So the heart of the matter is, and sorry about the angle, I don't want to mess with this. I wish I could just... the Queen of Swords is a card of maybe making a decision about something. Your emotions may be engaged in that decision, but you're really trying to emphasize your heart more than anything else. And perhaps if this is relationship oriented, and some of these cards do suggest something like that, that you have to look at the fact that you have to honor yourself. And I think even with a full moon in the first house, it could be about honoring yourself. Maybe letting go of a relationship because you want that other person to be free. Maybe you know that you're not in love with somebody. Or, we have here in the past position, the 2 of Cups. Now, I'm just thinking about Geminis in general. And of course, you can fall in love and stay with somebody just like anybody else, but you're a very free spirit. So commitment, this card can be connected to commitment. This can be a bugaboo, for you. You might be like, oh, I don't know. I like this person or I care about them, but forever? I mean, what does forever mean? Also, maybe you've gotten in contact with somebody from your past, and now it's throwing the current relationship into this sense of a sense of like doubt. that this is the right person. And in those types of situations, it can feel like, of course you can feel like you're doing something wrong when in fact you're just honoring your heart. And that's never wrong as long as you're honest with that other person and you're not trying to just hold on to something so you have until until that other person that you want to be with is in your life, and you kind of just use a relationship as a temporary uh, thing, like a bridge until you can be with the person you really want to be with. I mean, I think in that scenario, that's a little bit not fair to the other person, but I understand why people do what they do. Sometimes it's not that clear cut. You might really care about somebody, but your heart really belongs to somebody else. As a matter of fact, if anybody could have that type of emotional makeup, it would probably be a Gemini, because you like to have two of everything. Oh gosh, please don't thumb me down for that. The higher message is the death card, and this is about that sense of maybe ending a phase of your life. With the eclipses. Yeah, and that's another thing. The eclipse, you had an eclipse in your sign back in November, at the end of November. Now, because it was an early degree of Gemini, many of you probably had it in your 12th house. So that might have been more of, some kind of past life karma rather than this lifetime. But it's possible that now, with this full moon for the rest of you happening in the first house, you're really sensing that change is afoot. And Geminis don't, cling to the past unless you have a lot of, maybe inner planets in Cancer or the moon in Cancer, something like that, where you're very sentimental. But in general, you embrace change. The thing is, though, you may not realize in some cases that yes, this is, the tide has turned, and you just have to, admit it to yourself. The Queen of Swords might be that you understand this at an intellectual level, but you still haven't taken action. Um, what crosses you? Another Queen, Queen of Pentacles. So, this is a card that is associated with the home. So an example would be, again, if I bring up those Gemini people that have inner planets in Cancer, you may be very attached to your home. What if you are getting divorced, and that that's going to mean that you're going to have to move, and that is very difficult for you? What if you are a mother and you are, I guess it could be a man who loves his children fiercely, and that there's going to be a custody situation, and you're not going to be with your children 24/7. There's going to be change. Doesn't matter what change is happening. It may ultimately feel like it was the right thing, but in the meantime, it's like having your world turned upside down, and your nest kind of like flipped over or something like that. So that might be a little bit difficult. The Queen relates to the water element, so it can be this, with the Queen of Pentacles, we have the water and the earth elements combined. And so the emotional attachment for the material is, to me, symbolic of our sense of stability. And, when you think about it, when you don't feel like you have stable ground under you, like let's say you're very low on money and you have, that kind of feeling like your first chakra is being threatened, it can put you into an emotional tizzy. So there could be issues surrounding this, some kind of situation. I'm thinking that it's on the personal level because of the Two of Cups. Normally I would include, work related matters. But in any case, that can feel like that lack of guarantee, or that lack of stability, can feel like it's emotionally affecting you, and you have to just acknowledge that, because this too shall pass. It's not something that is, going to be forever. What's coming in is the Three of Wands, which is a card of kind of an adventurous spirit, a sense of expansion, and that can feel very enlivening. This is connected to fire energy, and fire energy is very autonomous, like independent and freedom loving, and you know, when I say adventurous, that means accepting challenges and not being afraid of the unknown. And so that's something that I think is more in alignment with your basic nature. Perhaps you've gotten kind of in this, lulled in this security of, the domestic bliss or something like that, that has recently been kind of torn apart. And so that makes you feel a little bit uneasy. But I think that you're going to bounce back and feel that kind of being up for the challenge of what the Three of Wands represents. And the outcome is the Six of Swords, leaving behind the drama in favor of peace, choosing peace in your life. If you've had drama, if you've had some kind of, emotional turmoil or whatever, just a situation that hasn't felt very comfortable, this can certainly mean that you are um, making that choice, because that's what the Queen of Swords represents, and choosing peace. And sometimes once you decide to make that choice, it's like you can breathe a sigh of relief, because you realize that you did the right thing. In the moment, it may feel scary because it feels like you don't know what's going to happen, but then you realize that you did the right thing. Okay, that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope they enjoyed this. If you would like a personal reading, I'm primarily an astrologer. I say that because I'm doing the tarot here, and but you can check out all of my readings that I offer at the link below. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.